Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be looking at the EQ block on the Valeton GP200. Let's get started. To access the EQs on the Valeton GP200, you have to click the EQ block in the signal chain. Consider purchasing tones from us to support the channel, grow, and create useful content like this. So this is my go-to range. Now we have guitar EQ1, guitar EQ2, bass EQ1, bass EQ2, the 5-band Mesa Boogie EQ that you find on Mesa Boogie amps, and we also have the Hyper EQ, which is a 10-band EQ. Now an EQ is a tool that enables you to boost frequencies that you want or cut frequencies that you don't want. Now you realize EQs usually have like a middle ground. We usually have this particular zero over here, this zero line. Anytime the value of each of these frequency is at zero, it means the EQ is basically doing nothing. It is neither boosting nor cutting. So it just maintains the same signal that is passing through. Some EQs come with a volume slider as well. Others don't. A perfect example of an EQ that doesn't come with a volume slider is the Mesa Boogie 5-band EQ. You realize you only have five bands: 80 Hz, 240 Hz, 750 Hz, 2.2 kHz, 6.6 kHz, and there's no volume, unlike EQs like the guitar EQ1 that it has 5 bands and a volume slider. The EQs on the Valeton GP200 can boost the guitar signal up to positive 12 decibels or cut the signal up to negative 12 decibels. Although you are seeing 50 here, it doesn't mean 50 decibels or 50 dB or negative 50 dB. It's basically 12 decibels. So it applies to all the frequency sliders. If you are boosting it all the way to 100, just know you are adding or boosting the signal by 12 decibels. If you cut all the way to 0 like this or negative 50, you are cutting by negative 12 decibels. Now the guitar EQ1 is something that most people would call a musical EQ because it can boost and cut frequencies that are not there. It basically works more like a parabola. So some of the frequencies that are not here listed over here, if let's say I want to boost like 1K, and over here you realize we don't have 1K hertz over here, I can boost the 1.6K and boost a bit of the 800 hertz, and it will make up for the 1K boost that I'm looking for. But the other EQs do not behave like that. It's basically individualistic boosting and cutting. If I'm to boost 500K, it looks something like this. So you would have to fine tune the EQ if you are cutting and boosting stuff to make up for some of the hiccups. So if I want to boost the 500 Hz, I wouldn't just increase it just like that. I might do something like this or something like that just to make up for it. So basically, like I mentioned earlier, the EQ boosts up to positive 12 decibels and can cut up to negative 12 decibels. And same applies for the bass EQs and the Mesa EQ as well. Now let's look at some of the EQ tricks that you can apply to your signal chain. So anything between 80 Hz and 120 Hz, if you boost it, you are basically adding body and warmth. So it becomes more heavier. So let me demonstrate what I mean. So this is the guitar with no EQ boost. So if I'm to boost the 80 hertz, I'm basically adding more body. You realize it becomes more heavier. And if I'm to cut the 80 hertz, I'm cutting it that wide because of demonstration purposes, but you don't necessarily have to cut it as crazy as I'm doing it over here. It's just for demonstration to allow you better understand what I'm talking about. You realize most of the bass is gone. Bringing it back to 0, you realize the body of the guitar signal has been added back. Now anything between 120 hertz and 250 hertz, so something like this. Cutting it removes muddiness. The 1K adds fullness and tone to the guitar signal. So this is how it is. Cutting it removes the honky nasal feel. Now anything between 1K hertz and 2K hertz, if you boost the signal, you are adding attack and definition. So once again, now cutting it removes the harsh edge. Anything between 2 hertz and 4 hertz at the bite, boosting the 4K. When you cut it, you are cutting the piercing and stuff that will make your ears get tired easily. Now anything between 4K and 6K hertz, you are adding clarity. Now let me grab an EQ that has 6K in there for demonstration purpose. Cutting it would remove the phase. Anything between 6K and 8K, you are adding more sparkle to the tone. So if you are working on tones that you would be using for funk and stuff like that, this particular frequency band can help you achieve more clarity. Now the chord again. Cutting it removes that. So remove the harsh highs. Now anything between 8k hertz and 10k hertz above basically adds air. So I'm going to demonstrate with the 16k hertz over here. Cutting it removes that digital phase and hiss. You could have a case where you could do something as crazy as this. So when you cut the frequencies like that, and you realize, because obviously you are going to lose some volume or some gain, so you can make adjustments to the volume on the EQ. You could also do something like that. So let me add the A chorus like that on this particular EQ. You could also try something like this. You realize you are boosting a lot of the low end, and obviously you're going to have a lot of gain. So you would have to cut some of the volume off to compensate for the extra gain that you added. Now without the EQ. With the EQ. So yeah, experiment with the EQ, play around with it, try and figure out certain things that you can come up with. So irrespective of the amp that you choose, you can modify the EQ to behave differently. So yeah, try it out and leave us a comment if you have any questions.